Yeah, I like it. Please help check again. Is it clean?
I think so.
Check. Okay, love it.
I was saying that.
So beautiful. You are.
Ta-da! Hello.
Can we meet you?
Yeah, you can. So yes, I'm Victoria Oyewo. I'm the Chief Executive Officer, the ironer, the pattern drafter, everything of F-Saxa Fashion.
Please, can you pronounce that again?
F-Saxa.
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 Be F-Saxa.
Like F-Saxa.
F-Saxa.
It's actually such a tongue twister, and I have fun, so much fun when people pronounce it. Like,
What are you saying?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm a recent I'm a graduate of Obafemi Awolowo University.
Tell them.
Hey, you people.
Shout it.
Ooh,
Let us hear.
not
Great
easy.
Ife.
Of the faculty, prestigious faculty of law.
Come on.
It's not easy. Call easy.
Beautiful. We love to hear that.
Thank
So you
you.
said you are a graduate
Yeah, I am.
and you also have a fashion CEO, Hayana, everything of Ebzalzaf.
I'm living a multi-influential life.
So I know you are actually multifaceted.
Oh.
And you have a lot of things you're doing. But now that you told us just 2 things about you, and we are going to make our central point on that. So can you tell us what you do at Ebzaza? And how you were able to cope as a law student. And by the way, I know her results, and she did. Like this girl you're saying,
it's not
here,
first class.
okay, lady you're saying here is a woman of talent.
Oh, gosh.
And so many things. I mean, a result, she graduated really well.
I might just cry.
So how are you able to combine being a CEO and majorly an entrepreneur? How are you able to combine being an entrepreneur and a law student in OAU for the
like in some schools I don't want to mention.
No, of course.
Okay, so I would say that combination, like being able to combine both spaces together to live my life, first would be a reckoning that I have these things to do, that I am an entrepreneur and I'm a student. I'm not just a student. I am both an entrepreneur and a student. So that's the first thing, right? So having to wake up to say, I have a dress to deliver, I have a class to attend, or I have a test to prepare for, right? Then makes me manage my time. To say, so that would lead to time management, right?
Beautiful.
From a reckoning of, I am actually living this multi-influential life. And by the way, well, I just said I'm a law student and then in the fashion business. That's like not the only thing I'm doing. I'm doing a lot of other stuff in my life, and I also have to show up for it. So if I'm going to show up, and my showing up game would be on an excellent level, I must manage my time. So I'd say that there are times in my life that where I'll literally like live like, oh yeah, soft life. I don't have much to do. So I wake up, play, then do stuff. But there are times I schedule my time. I like literally plan to say by this time you should be doing this. You should not be found playing and all. Exactly. So time management, that very pivotal. The third thing would also be.
So why managing your time? Sorry to cut that.
No problem.
Why managing your time? You were able to. That means you actually had a vision. You have statements, like you stated all of your activities out and you're running with it,
yes,
right?
Yes.
Beautiful.
Okay. Oh, thank you. So the third thing I would say would be actually showing up for the life you envision for yourself.
Wow.
Because there's a way we look at it and say, well, I'm just doing this thing. I can't rush it.
Wow.
Right? I can't. By the way, not like I don't make my dresses a night before, right? And make really good things.
Like,
But
that's how you tailor now.
exactly.
You have to make it 2
But
hours
I can't always do that for a customer.
Yes.
Because that would keep me at the risk of promising and failing, not being
Yes.
able to deliver. And that's not the life I'm signing up for. I want to sign up for a life of excellence rather. I want to deliver excellently. I want to have a good customer relationship. I want to have integrity of character, integrity of words. So that cannot afford me to say, let me sleep. Let me not do this when I'm supposed to do it. And I also want to be somebody that is proud of the results she has in school. She had in school rather. I don't want to start telling nobody would understand. You know, I'm not the only entrepreneur in school. Nobody sent you to be an entrepreneur. They say that you are the one that knows your passion for fashion. We sent you to school to do law. So you have to give us good result on. So showing up for a life, right, that I have signed up for, saying, this is the life I want to live. I want to be such a person with integrity of character, integrity of words, and I want to deliver excellently. So that makes me do the actual work at the right time.
Wow. I really, really love that. I love that. Okay, so can you give us things that were like challenges to you as an entrepreneur and as a fashion designer?
Ladies and gentlemen, hey. So let me even give you this last one that happened. I was preparing for, right, I was an executive in my church. I was
like fire, like you know anymore.
I don't understand.
Fire.
I was an executive in my church. I was a campus director. I was preparing for a major project.
I mean, powerful project, guys. Powerful project.
I was leading another team. You know, as a project manager, I was working with an organization. I was a student. You know, I had a lot of things together. And then this friend says, "Hey, we want to make dress for some set of people, about 7 or 8 of them. Are you available?" And I'm like, you know, funny enough, I wasn't really like thinking about taking in dresses at that time. I'm like, sure, you guys can bring it on. I'm available. Yes, and I was also the director of of my drama rehearsal, like a major director.
Like, can you see that, guys? Can you see that?
For my life. I don't know,
So
because
good.
you know, I just wanted to. I actually like sewing, to be honest. I like the money part too, you know, but it wasn't exactly for the money that time. So I collected the jobs and, you know, they got the materials. I'd planned for it, cut the clothes, and then all of a sudden, something happened. My faculty decided to announce that we are going to write exams 1 month before people. So that disrupted everything. Now, I had already collected these dresses.
And you had to deliver.
And I have to deliver. I have this myriad of things I have to like do, I have to show up for. And, you know, the first thing I did was to say, hey, you know, the normal way students would scream, everybody would exclaim and all. But I didn't stay there for long. No, I did not use the whole 24 hours to just, you know, be down and reach out to people that I'm sorry I cannot make your clothes. And I told my friends that, you know, my friends were like really sympathizing with me to say, Victoria, how are you going to do it? And I'm like, you know what? There are seasons of our lives that are really high in demand. And as much as I am just human, right? I know I have 24 hours as every other person. I also have a source of high supply, right? So if I'm in high demand season, I actually have to have a source of high supply. So I literally first spoke to God that you have to help me here, right? And then I put in like, okay, now that we have to do it, I would walk over the night. I spoke to my roommates then because I needed to like use the machine over the night. So I'd walk over the night out. You know, it was such a stretchy season for me. Stretched me. I went through the stretch and delivered those dresses because I had to deliver, right? Wow. So that's one of like the challenges. The time, yeah. So that's like one of the challenges. Time, basically having to manage time, especially because you would not always have the luxury of time to do everything you want to do. The second thing would be the relationship with clients or prospective clients. You know, being a student and an entrepreneur who is like not exactly really established, there's a tendency for people to look at your brand and undervalue you. So you have to stay on your stance of this is the value I am bringing to the table. And the fact that I don't have a luxurious space, I'm not out there on the Instagram, I am not being tagged by celebrities, doesn't make me less of who I am. This is the value I am bringing, and this is what you have to offer.
I love that.
If it is not okay, I'm sorry, we won't be able to partner. And sometimes they might be difficult, you know, it might put you in a really difficult situation.
I love
you
that.
might be sad about it, but it's fine. Like, I mean, it is what it is. You know, my mother would say something like, so that really stood out for me, because then
the English translation is what you cannot take when you are rich, you should not take it when you are poor.
Trust me. And then you see, you know, I have clients from Lagos, Abuja reach out, and sometimes, to be honest, I feel like when they reach out at first, I feel like really validated, right? Because you feel like, these people have myriads of options. They're reaching out to me, and some of them are really cool and stuff, right? They really just saw the gold in you and really feel like patronizing you. And some, you have good deals with some, but some are basically reaching out to you because, you know, they cannot afford, or let me say, they don't want to pay the money for the big brands on Instagram. They know you can do this. I want you to do it at a ridiculous price. No, talk down on
That's
you.
Wickedness.
And
wickedness.
And do you get? And thank God, because I have always been a girl of strong identity, right? I don't have to have the bling. I know what I'm bringing.
Yes.
So I'm like, no, I'm sorry, I'm unable to do it for that price. And then he hears stuff like, wow, you are still young and you are this expensive. Good, because I'm starting on a good note.
I mean,
and by the way, it's not even expensive. It's the value for the service, right? So that's like the second thing. The third thing would be something I would call I'm trying to find a very good word for it, would be the fight between the willingness to build and the willingness to blow. Right? Because we are all pressured. The pressure is real. And you're like, I know this stuff. I mean, you look at dresses that people are putting a particular price tag and you're like, I can't do this, but I can't charge this much. I don't have the clientele to charge this much. And, you know, you are really subjecting yourself under that pressure of saying, you know, it's just such a big stressor. And I feel that's so much in our generation, right? We have to heal of that. Those are major problems. Whether we like it or not, it might not look like it's pronounced, but these are things that affect our subconscious. It affects the way we perceive ourselves and our brand. And if you ever perceive yourself like you're not enough, or maybe people don't rate you enough, then you can't grow a brand solid in identity. You can't grow, because people would perceive you the way you perceive yourself.
Wow.
Yes,
I love that.
So people would perceive you the way you perceive yourself. So I feel like we basically, especially to young entrepreneurs, we have to heal of that.
Yes.
We have to then stay focused on our vision, on building ourselves and building our brand. We have to have a willingness to build, not to blow.
Not to
I
blow.
see this blowing thing. I want to blow on Instagram. I want to be liked on TikTok. It would come if we build. Right?
Wow.
We have to build. That's like the third thing that I see that I had to heal of. I had to intentionally say, this is not going to get to me. I can also do these things, and if it's going to take me time, energy, and effort, I'm going to put in the work, right? And I won't blow like a transformer. I won't.
Wow.
I won't blow like a transformer.
I really, really love that.
Thank you.
So inspiring and informative.
Scrap.
Well, I actually have another question on your challenges towards production, because of course fashion is so wild, and you having to do everything yourself. Like you said from the beginning of this video, you're the hyena, you're the pattern dresser, the cutter, the sewer, the delivery, everything. Like, how were you able to manage the production stress and you still had a good grade? And how has that even helped you afterwards? Like, now you're a graduate, how has that helped you in your journey into job seeking or just being fully an entrepreneur?
Wow. To be honest, I feel like I'm quite emotional about this about this question, because you know that I used to stay in different spaces.
Yeah.
And it's quite a work, because I have a table here, my hip cuff is in the hostel, my tracing wheel is with somebody, my iron, it's just such an emotional one for me. And now I use pattern drafting, and pattern drafting requires that you have space. But there are times I have to draft on a space not so comfortable, then keep going around the table. It's quite strenuous. It can be. And then you are cutting. After you cut, as you are cutting, you're standing up from the machine to iron. You're standing up from the ironing space back to this thing. Then there was a time that my iron was even spoiled. So I'd sew in my hostel, go to new market to iron with my friends, do the finishing, pack. Then you go and you drop it at the park, or you tell where are you, where can we meet up for fitting. It's quite stressful, to be honest. And sometimes I just really break down, and okay, maybe not exactly cry, I just really break down and say, oh my God, is it worth it? And another effect of that is that it eventually even affects your profits. Right? Because now you have to spend a lot on logistics, you have to move around a lot, you have to spend extra. Yeah, it can be, but I would say for a thing that experiences like that, we don't necessarily have to have experiences like that. Like I would say, you don't have to suffer.
Yeah.
My darling, if your father has his space, stay in your space.
Yes.
And do it. But if you don't have it, it doesn't even stop you, right? Because experiences like that build us. Right now, I feel like I can do it on a regular. My friends know that there are no impossibilities in my life. I do it.
We know. Oh, yes.
I go for it. I go for it. And these are things that have built us. In the little resources that we have, we can actually build a dynasty with it. I sound like a motivational speaker, but I'm not even motivating you, because it is what it is. It is what it is.
Yes.
Your dynasty can now be, duplex, one room. It's a dynasty. In as much we are delivering the clothes, that is dynasty. Wow. Right? So there are no impossibilities. If I don't have an iron, it's either I go borrow or find a place to iron. I have to iron the clothes. There's no excuse.
Yes.
Right? So those are major challenges. And one thing I have seen right now with what that experience did for me is that even in my academics, I'm not laid back because there's no light. Right? Because if it's a customer's dress and I have to deliver it, either ways I go extra miles to get it done. Yes. So it's my academics, I have to get
and that brings back the value you place on yourself.
Do you get
to even achieve your personal goal as a student?
Thank you.
Wow.
I feel like when it even comes to the conversation of value is not exactly something that is different from your experiences. We find value in our experiences. The things we hold on to in high esteem, the things we believe are our values and our core values, are things we have learned in our experiences.
Yes.
So if I believe in hard work, it is because in my experiences I have seen over and over again that hard work has given me results. If I believe that you go the extra mile, anybody that comes across, that comes in contact with me, or we have something we're doing together, they know I'm a girl of go the extra mile.
Yes.
Get the job done.
That's true.
No, don't come here and give me complaints every day. Why are you complaining? Everybody faces problem.
Yes.
Right? And these are the things that has built me up for it. These are the little experiences, the major ones that have, in fact, it has further validated me to say that you can get results.
Yes.
Right? You can get it. You can. And that's it.
Wow. So deep. I love that. And I love it. And we can see in your life now that it's actually helping you even after you're done with school, being able to manage your business. And guys, she has a remote work and she's still doing everything excellently well. So there are two major stuffs from what she said for me today. And one is the fact that your vision is very, very important.
Yeah.
And the value you place on yourself is also as much as important as anything you will be doing in life. Wow. Thank you so much for honoring this interview.
It's honoring the interview that honored me. You people, Krigo is my boss. And by the way, I feel like there's this thing that is in my life that what's it called? I don't get to like talk about very often. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't have break days in my life. We don't take break. And that's on Krigo.
Jesus.
Let me expose Krigo. You know?
I take break. What time did I wake up this morning?
That's like one in how many years?
Jesus.
Ladies and gentlemen, in Krigo, we get the job done.
We get the job done.
I do see overnight is on a regular for me.
Actually,
you know, I have people say to me that, are you a daytime or a nighttime? I'm like, I may get the job done time out. It's until we get the job done.
I love it.
And that's on Krigo.
Actually, you know what? Before, I used to think I actually do overdo. But when I went for DDK's Majestic Manifesto, you know, Abisade, was it Abisade? Yes. She spoke on we having to, the goal is not just to
this is not a 9 to 5 job
like,
for us.
Exactly, like you rest when you get the job done. And since then till now again, I just said, okay, now it's actually just okay for me to keep working until we actually get the job done. And it has to be done well.
Yes. And I also feel like, you know, the whole mindset about my work time is 8 to this, 8 to this. It's good. Sabbath is good. Yes. But there's no Sabbath without work.
Yes.
And you don't break. And the way work actually occurs, right? You don't keep breaking, having unnecessary breaks.
Yes.
And get the job done.
Yes.
There's a flow. If you are ever going to gain mastery, it has to be consistent. Right, consistency has to be a brain point for your mastery.
Yes.
So you can't rest today. You have, and I'm not saying don't sleep. This is not a conversation of don't sleep. No, that's not the conversation. But there is actually an extremity of always getting rest.
Yes.
You have not finished a dress. You are resting you have in that same day. You have taken breakfast break, lunch break, brunch break. And you're like, why are you stalling on your work? And by the way, a friend of mine said to me, we were just having conversations, and I'm like, the level of attention to details and hard work that I'm having to go through in this particular organization and stuff. And she's like, the way your CEO looks, she doesn't look like where she has gotten to, the extent this person doesn't look like somebody that didn't put the hard work or didn't pay attention to details. Right? So there's something about greatness that actually people that are really great, you would see it. That they put in, they were not taking, you are 15, 16, 17, you're sleeping 10 hours, 12 hours a day, and I'm not against it. When you have work, if you don't have work, what's my own? I mean, sleep all you can. It's very alarming. We want to ask you multiple questions. Like, what's
going on?
Yeah, and well, for real, getting the job done should really be a thing we pay attention to in our generation.
Thank you so much, Victoria Oyewo, for this explosive and because it's really explosive. Like, it's actually an explosive interview. And thank you for the depth of knowledge, the depth of the wealth of knowledge. I'm talking like my husband right now. Like, it's so much. It's deep. You told us deep stuff.
Naturally, I'm not deep.
No, she's actually deep naturally.
It's not that deep.
I am coming back to actually interview you. But
so this is when I'm a multi-million-dollar baby.
Hey!
People should wait.
Go much more. All right, so thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. This is the voice behind the questions of Victoria, and we had such an amazing time. And I just want to say that this is not just for fashion designers, this is for entrepreneurs out there, saying that you can actually have a vision for whatever it is you're doing. Either you're a student, you graduate, or you're doing your NYSC and you're looking forward to go into the job seeking system. I mean, you're going into the labor market. However it is with you, this video is for you, that you need to have a vision and place so much value on yourself, because it is the way you see yourself that other people are going to see you. If you're not seeing yourself well, that I'm just trying, like what are we doing? Like you're not doing anything much. That's that they will be giving you 2,000, 1,000, 10,000. Why some people are making millions. And I just want to say that, see, it's actually okay if you don't have money to pay for the value that someone is providing, even as an entrepreneur. Now, I am just going to say something very, very quick about my life as an entrepreneur. You know, when I started my entrepreneurship journey, I honestly can price the hell out of anything that I want to get. As long as I want to get it, I will price it. But when I started, it was very difficult for me to price. And I started having a change of mindset that, okay, it's okay if you actually want this value, but if you cannot afford it, it's okay. Like, take a break of it. Don't come and belittle another person because you cannot afford it. And if the person is actually willing to work with you, the person can actually ask you, okay, what is it that you can offer? And you actually make them know respectfully that it's not as if I am actually pricing down what you're about to give me, but I am unable to afford it right now. So this is what I can afford. You will shamelessly have to state what you can afford. And if it's okay for the person would honestly work with you. And the truth is that as we are growing honestly in life, we will reach our goal. There's no ogwaye that can hold back a determined mind. That's just the truth. So when you get there in future, remember such people. Remember people that were ready to even collaborate with you, work with you, despite the fact that you cannot afford their services. Also, never ever forget vision and value. These things were deep stuffs that Victoria extensively spoke about, and I am also holding it like to my heart. Like, I'm not letting it go. I am not letting that go. I hope this fashion gist actually helped you and is helping you and will continue to help you in this journey of entrepreneurship. This is actually more than a fashion gist. Yes, it's more than a fashion gist. Thank you for watching. Thank you for coming, Victoria. Bye, everybody.